Hey, how's it going, everybody, and welcome to a quick look at what's new in Minecraft 1.8, which came out yesterday, September 2nd. Lots of new stuff, some changes to the way the game is set up, optimizations, on and on and on. About 400 bug fixes or so. Just, it's a pretty big update. I think it's one of the bigger updates that they've had in a long while, and it's out. There's already people making some interesting things with the new changes, and adventuring is a little more exciting again, so we're going to get into that in just a moment. But one of the first things that will happen now is with the options. The video settings are a little bit different. They've removed the anastrophic filter and they've removed OpenGL. And actually, I'm going to actually play with this a little bit. That's a little bit different. I'm going to try it like that. This is a new setting, use VBOS. If you turn it on, it should help you a little bit more. Everything else is pretty much the same. I actually still do not know what alternate blocks means. I actually recorded this yesterday and kind of sort of maybe forgot to turn it on, turn the mic on in Fraps, so it didn't record the audio. So we're going to try this again. I'm pretty sure it's on this time, but other than that, everything else is the same. Obviously, if you have Optifine, it changes things. There's nothing really new anywhere else. There's a couple of new filters with the super secret settings. They've now given you the ability to spectate. It's a new game mode 3. And you can spectate, and you can look from a creeper and a spider point of view if you click on them, and there's the appropriate filters in that setting. Now, when you start to make a new world, there's a new little option. If you go into more world options and you go to customize, it gives you some new stuff. Like if you're super flat, and if you're in the world type, customize. When you go in here, you can change where sea level is at. You could turn caves on or off, villages, so on and so on and so on. If you saw an episode of Mesa Built not too long ago, you saw a picture of me demonstrating lava lakes. If you turn this on, all major bodies of water will turn into lava. You could change how many dungeons there are. You can turn ravines on or off. You can change how various things spawn in. So like you want to increase the amount of diamond, you could go ahead and do that. And it continues to go on. There's a lot of stuff that you could do. It's not really something that you want to get too crazy with, but there's definitely more options. You can change how the world looks, and it's actually pretty cool when you mess around with it a little bit. But we're going to go in here because there's actually some specific stuff we want to get into. New things. So we're going to load this world up, and you're going to see my little testing area right in front with most of the new stuff. And then there's some stuff behind me as well, but we're going to ignore that. It is daytime, and be on the lookout for one of the new mobs. I was playing around with the rabbits, and one of them escaped, and it happens to be a not so friendly one. So if you see a white rabbit with red eyes, just start running because it's evil. Alright, this has been in the game for a while now with the snapshots. They introduced this relatively early on. You've got new blocks in the ground: diorite, granite, and andesite. Now you can make these smooth. All three of these can be made smooth by taking 4 blocks in your crafting area like this, and it gives you polished diorite. You can also craft diorite with items, but there's so much of this stuff in the world, at least in the snapshots there were. You really don't have to worry about this. You will find granite and andesite without having to make it. But if you wanted to make it, you could. Oh, hey, look, stuff I was playing with. Moving on, there's a new dirt block. Either that was a zombie, or he's hungry. Nope, zombie. I hear you. You're somewhere. Oops. I broke the earth. Get that down. Oopsie. All right, so now there's a new dirt in the game. It's called coarse dirt. It is also craftable with gravel and regular dirt. It makes coarse dirt. Now the difference between this dirt and other dirt is grass does not grow on top of it. It will always look like this, and this is going to be prevalent in some of the drier biomes in the game. So you'll see this in a few areas. If you till it, and when it turns into regular dirt. So keep that in mind. If you come across this and you want good old regular dirt, just get out a hoe, till it, and it becomes regular dirt. Now, we've had sandstone in the game for a while. It's just regular sand, and in your 4 blocks with regular sand, it gives you sandstone. Well, now, red sand will give you red sandstone. You also have smooth red sand. Smooth red sandstone and chiseled red sandstone. And obviously you can make stairs and slabs as well. They follow the same formulas as regular sandstone. So 4 pieces of regular red sand will give you the red sandstone. 4 red sandstone make it smooth, and 2 half slabs give you the chiseled. So, and as you see, it's not a creeper face, it's a wither. The image on the chiseled is a wither. Kind of cool. Moving along, we are going to move along swiftly here because I am not BSing like I did the last time I did this. We have a new ocean monument, and in this ocean monument is prismarine, prismarine brick, dark prismarine, and sea lanterns. These are all craftable. If you look in here, these are how you craft them. 4 prismarine shards will give you a prismarine. 9 shards will give you a brick. 8 shards and an ink sac will give you a dark prismarine. And the lantern is 4 prismarine crystals in the shape of a plus sign with prismarine shards in the corner. That will give you that. Now these are found underwater, obviously, and they are guarded by some mean old fishies that give you mining fatigue. You really have to clear the area of the major fishies before you can actually start mining this, because the mining fatigue will keep coming as long as the boss fishies are around. So keep that in mind. Once upon a time, there was sponge in the game. It was later removed, but it's back, and it kind of has a purpose. If you've got like a little pool of water that you want to get rid of, this is so small to me. It's like weird. We're gonna go ahead and see. Actually, we got a little place right here, but I don't really want to mess with that. Let's go over here. Oh, talk about generation issues. And if you put this, look at what it does. Sucks up the water. So you can use that to remove water if you'd like. Whoa, he's flying fast. Let's get back in here. And it will work in about, as you saw, about a 5 block radius around the sponge. It sucks it up, it makes it a wet sponge, it then drips, and it sounds different. Oh, maybe it doesn't. In any case, it's wet, it's drippy, but you can reverse the effect. If you take one of these guys and you throw it in a furnace and cook it, it becomes dry sponge again and is no longer a problem. Over here, it's another new little block, and hey guys, you were the testers before. Hey, there's no rabbit. So slime balls have had a use for a little while now. You can use them to make leads, and they've been used in sticky pistons, but outside of that, they didn't have a whole lot of purpose. Well, now they have a new purpose. If you put 9 slime balls into your crafting area, you make a slime block. And what happens? Boing. They're bouncy. Yeah, bounce on them. So you can put these in the bottom of a drop. Let's say you want to get down to you have a lower level you want to get down to on a regular basis. You could put this down there, and you could just bounce your way down there. Just be careful, if you jump from way up, it'll bounce you way up, and that initial hit can still hurt, but as demonstrated, see? Right there, shows you how to make it. And now we're going to get some more volunteers. And boom. As you see, regular mobs are affected by it. They will bounce as well. And it's pretty funny actually to watch. Whoa, I didn't realize I made that many. Holy crap. Oopsie. Little overpopulation going on. Now, a subtle change that has been made involves the various wood types. Now, oak has always been in the game. It's one of the original ones, and then birch was introduced shortly thereafter. And then they introduced spruce, and then jungle, and acacia, and now the dark oak. But other than the planks and these guys, the slabs and the stairs, if you made a door out of any of these wood types previously, it gave you this guy. And if you made a fence, it always looked like this. And if you made a fence gate, it always looked like a normal oak wood fence gate. Well, it's no longer the case. Now, if you have spruce and you make a door, this is what you get. Same thing with the fence, different color, and the fence gate is the same for all of these. All of these that I'm showing you, they all share the color. Here is a birch door. Again, see, birch colored fence. And here we have jungle with a little bit of an archway here and a little peek hole at the bottom. Maybe that's a cat door because of the ocelots. I don't know, but functions the same. And again, the jungle colored fence. And here we have acacia, which looks like a wooden jail cell, and an acacia fence. And now for the dark oak, which again shares the same. Oh, it's raining again. I'll have to see how this looks in the final recording to see if I want to keep the GUI the same. But here we go. Dark oak fence gate, again, same color. And so there's a different craft. It's different to craft these now, and I didn't actually set this up, and I probably should have. You now use planks and sticks to make these, and if I remember correctly, you need, I think that's it. So let's grab one of these guys. I think this is, hey, no bouncing on the demonstration area. Silly animals. If I remember correctly, they've now changed it to where it is this, yeah. Planks on the left and the right, sticks in the middle will give you fence posts. And see the difference in color. That actually worked out really well. I'm glad I did that, because now you can see the difference in color. Maybe I should have done that. That would have looked kind of cool. But the different color in the fences and so on and so forth. Another decorative item that has been introduced are the banners. And if you've made a sign, you can make a banner. It's just taking a color of wool. Oh, it's getting dark now. Jeez, if it's not one thing, it's another. Daylight! You take the color wool you want to use and make it in the shape of a sign with a stick on the bottom. And it gives you, like right here, it gives you a white banner. And then if you want to use different colors, you just use different color wools by dyeing the wool, so on and so forth. Pretty much like you have in the past to do just about anything else that involves dyes and wools. But you see these little funky designs that I made here. I mean, they're not really funky, but you know, they're different. You just take the color banner you want, the kind of dye you want to use, and you make the pattern you want to try, and it'll either work or it won't. There's supposedly a multitude of patterns that you can use. You can use mob heads to make patterns. Obviously, this right here is this with the yellow banner and the cactus green going up. And then you can actually stack these. Like if you wanted to put this one up onto this block, you could. They would overlap. So you could have as many as 3 or 4 banners, I think, hanging from here. The 4th banner would kind of go into the ground, but that's okay. So it's just another one of those things you can use to decorate. And if you look, they flap in the breeze that doesn't exist in the game. All right, we're going to come over here now. We're going to wait to get to the mobs. We're going to go back in time a little bit, because these guys have been in the game for a while. But the only way you could get these were to find them in a stronghold or a dungeon. But now these blocks can be crafted. Obviously, mossy stone brick, cracked stone brick, and chiseled stone brick. They are all craftable. To get a moss stone, you obviously just need a piece of cobblestone and a vine, and that gives you a mossy stone. 2 stone brick slabs will give you the chiseled stone brick. A stone brick with a vine gives you the mossy stone. And then to get the cracked stone brick, you just need a stone brick in here. Bring our coal down. Bloop, bloop. And you see it starting to smell. And what the end result will be... Wait for it. Yes! Cracked stone brick. So that's how you make that. You weren't able to craft those before. You can craft them now. Another, I guess you could say, decorative piece is this guy right here. The armor stand. Now, oops, I did that before too. Get out of here. I think you have to have an open hand to be able to do this, especially in creative. So let's just do this. And point at the section that you want to remove, as you can see. And what that does is show you the actual armor stand. Now this you can use to put armor on. And to make it, you just use a stone slab, sticks on the side, going up, and then to the left and the right. And that will give you an armor stand. So you got that worn out armor that's about to crack and break, and you don't want to wear it out, and you want to show the world what it used to look like. Throw it on there. Now, because I'm in creative, it's staying in my inventory, but you get the idea. Dump, dump, dump. So there it is. That's how it looks when it's all said and done. And I don't really think it has too much of a purpose, but it's just something fun for people to use if they decide they want to put their armor up when they're done adventuring for the day. Now, we've got some new mobs. Oh, there's, you see, there's Thread Eyes. It's evil. Evil. And there's one jumping around out there somewhere. We have rabbits in the game, and rabbits are another source of food, as are sheep now. Sheep now drop food as well. So if you start your game and you need some food... Oh, there he is. I see him. There's the evil rabbit. Out in the distance. See him? Anyway. If you start the game and all you can see are sheep, you can now slaughter them for some food, and it will restore about 8 hunger, something like that. These guys drop the following: rabbit hide, raw rabbit, and there is a chance, I don't have it in here because I used it in a potion, I didn't replenish it. There is a chance that they will drop right there, rabbit's foot. So there is a chance that they will drop that, and that rabbit's foot is used to make potions of leaping, which is what the brewing stand is all about. I'm not going to do it again, though, because it's pretty silly. You just need to make an awkward potion with some nether wart, and then you hit it with a rabbit's foot, and it gives you a simple jump boost. You can then make it a splash potion if you'd like, with some gunpowder. You can make it last longer, or you can make a jump boost too. And it does exactly what you think it does. Look at that. Whoa, almost jumping on my armor. And Jump Boost 2 allows you to jump the height of 3 blocks. So keep that in mind. See, like, oh, I guess not. 2. Is it 2? Yeah, it's 2. Almost 3. 2.5. So you could jump 2 blocks now with this. And look at me go. And boom. So it's another little handy potion to get. We'll go ahead and put this away because we don't need it anymore. Demonstration is complete. So these guys, they spawn pretty regularly. Now these red eye ones, it's about a 1 in 1,000 chance that they will spawn. And basically what happens is they're hostile. If you get within a few blocks of them, they will attack you, and depending on the difficulty, they bite pretty hard. I think I saw that they take about 6 hearts on hard difficulty, so you don't want to run into one of them at the beginning of the game because it won't end very well. So if you see one, just run, because if you're not within the distance required, it won't attack you. And I think it's about 5 blocks, something like that. Check the wiki. Anything you want to verify, just check the Minecraft wiki. I will have the link in the description to confirm the information that is being placed before you. Since we're looking at it, the villages, there's a few changes with villagers. They will now harvest crops, replant them. They will craft certain items such as bread. And there's a couple of new varieties of villagers, and there's some changes to how frequently they will give you a new trade and how willing they will be to breed. So some changes there. Again, check the wiki for the complete details, because I don't really mess with this kind of stuff, so it's not all that interesting to me. But there are changes to the villagers. There's also changing to enchanting, and this seems to have riled up a few people, but I think it's minor in the long run. There was a point where you could rename a tool and prolong how long you could repair it. Renaming a tool does not increase how much you can repair an item. So that doesn't do much for you. It's still something you can do to have fun with, but it doesn't have the same benefits as it once had. Also, you will not level up as fast. They've kind of toned it down a little bit. I think because of all the XP grinders that people are making, they've kind of leveled off the XP a little bit. So it's going to take you longer to get the levels you need, and you are going to have to work a little bit harder, but they also made it so that you need to use lapis. So the changes to enchanting at the simplest are this. You still could put the tool or book of your choice in this slot, but now you get to see what you can potentially get. As you see, this one would be sharpness, this would be projectile, this would be efficiency. Now, which one you want is determined, and which one you can get is determined by two things. One, you need at most 3 pieces of lapis. To get this level, you would need 3, you need 2, you need 1. So it increases each line until you get to 3. You would need 3 lapis. You also have to have the number of levels required. Now, this isn't going to take the number of levels it says. It's just how many you need to have. So let's say you have 8 levels. You could get any of these, but the number of levels it takes is based on this number. So if you have 8 levels and you want projectile protection 3, you need to have 3 levels and 2 pieces of lapis. And what happens is it'll take those 2 pieces of lapis and it'll take 2 levels, and then you move on. Now, this does not reset. You see, it still stays the same. Now, you can get different ones still with the bookshelves. If you have a full row of bookshelves around it and you use the torches to cut off the bookshelves, you can still change which enchantments you get, but they will not reset until you pick one. So for the sake of this demonstration, let's say we wanted efficiency. So we would pick this one. And now we've got an efficiency 1 book. Now the enchantments reset, and you get a different thing. And each one of these is power, which is kind of silly, but you get the idea. Oh, getting dark already. Make it daytime. There's also some changes to how frequently, to what it happens to repairing items. The number of levels needed to repair a piece of armor increases with each repair. So let's say you've got a fully enchanted set of booties, but they're low levels. It may only cost you 4 to repair it the first time, but the next time it'll cost you more. And then it'll cost you more after that. And the next thing you know, it's going to cost you like 30 some levels to repair that. And after that, you can't repair it. It's done. It's finished. Once that armor breaks, it's broken. There is no turning back. Keep that in mind when you are doing this, because as soon as you hit that certain breaking point, there's no turning back. You can't rename it. You can't do much of anything except make new armor and get lucky with the enchantment. There's also a new enchantment which ties into the ocean monument, and that is Depth Strider. Now with Depth Strider, it does just what you think it would do. And we will demonstrate that over there in just a moment. I'm going to grab this just in case we need it. Because now with these ocean monuments and we have these new mobs, you're going to want to move a little bit faster. So let's get to that right now. New mobs. You have endermites, and you have guardians, and you have boss guardians as well, which are bigger forms of the guardians. Endermites can potentially spawn in a couple of ways. One of them one of those ways is if an Enderman, which we just heard zipping around over here, is teleporting around. When it teleports, it could leave one of these little guys. They sound like silverfish, but they got the little particle effect, and apparently they dance. They can also spawn from you using ender pearls. So let's say you want to ender pearl to that mountaintop, and you fling the ender pearl, and then you land, and the next thing you know, this little guy is bouncing around after you, nipping at your feet. So that's one of those are two of the ways that they can be spawned. Another downfall. The Guardians will spawn by the ocean monument, and they can be found in droves in there unless they've fixed that up. And as you get close, you can hear them. They're nasty little buggers too. Can I get a volunteer? Yes. We have a volunteer. Let's see. When I tried to do this yesterday, they initially weren't interested in the squid, but we're going to put some squid in here. Yep, there it is. You hear it? Yep. See, now they're attacking. They do not like squids. I do not know why. But they will attack these squids until they will continue to do so until they kill them, which is kind of good if you're trying to get through and there's a bunch of squid in the way. They hit pretty hard too. It seems like it's been toned down just a little bit for the final release, but I know in the snapshot with Diamond Armor, if you let them lock on and get that full hit, they were taking 2.5 hearts a pop. They also will occasionally damage you when you hit them, although I'm in creative, so you may not see it. And look at the bounce. Oops. Get out of there. Is it you? No. Is it you? No. Is it you? No. They're tough little buggers. Sit there. It is. It drops a. There's a cave under here. I hear a skeleton now. As you see, they drop a prismarine shard. Let's see if I can get a big one. What's the noise they make? Nope, not getting any big ones. But there's a bigger one that is the boss guardian, and basically that's the one that's giving you the mining fatigue. You get rid of all of them, the mining fatigue will finally run down and no longer afflict you. But these guys, if you get about 2 or 3 of them coming at you, they can whittle you down pretty good. And I did this yesterday, so I'm going to do it again. Listen to that noise. The water's this way. You're right here. Right here. Or you could just flop around in the trees because, you know, you're clearly confused. I do not know if they'll die if they stay out here long enough. The one yesterday was flopping around pretty good for a while before it finally made its way into the water. Nope, still hasn't died. Where are you going? It's so confusing. Well, you're still flopping around, so I'm going to let you do that. But these guys, they guard this thing, and once you get rid of the bosses, it's a little easier. You can start mining these blocks out. You can start grabbing the sea lanterns, especially if you have a silk touch pick. You can grab it pretty easily. Let's make his hopes and dreams go away. Ah, you guys are next. Don't even laugh. He's just going on an adventure. Apparently, you can breathe air. I think, like I said, they could be pretty nasty in groups, so take your time. And I really wouldn't go in there unless you have enchanted diamond armor, because they will wallop you pretty quickly otherwise. But an advantage you may have is if you have depth strider. So what it lets you do is muck around in water pretty freely. I don't seem to be. Yep, I can sprint and yep, move around pretty quickly. So Depth Strider is going to be one of those enchantments that you're going to want, because it will allow you to move pretty quickly, and these guys move fast. So it's almost going to be a necessity if you want to take on these ocean monuments to have that. much like that. There's no water, and come on. Oh yeah, that's great. That's great. It's also annoying. I'm gonna leave them. I'm gonna leave them to their devices. Let's go up in the treetop. Look at you guys. I think that covers. That guy is still flopping over there. He's gonna end up in the water there, isn't he? He did. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this guy. Oh, is this your water now? You flopped around. You destroyed the crops. Yeah. Have fun there, buddy. Meanwhile, these guys are still probably flopping around. Yep. Okay. So that pretty much covers most of the major changes in the game. There are, of course, much more that you can look at. There's, like I said, a spectator mode now that you can enter. There are bug fixes and all kinds of new things with command blocks that you can play around with. So have fun with it, enjoy it, and, you know, hopefully you can get the game to run the way you want it to. I know they've optimized it a little bit, although it doesn't seem to be running any different on this laptop. But I know that they've been definitely trying to make it a little bit better, but as has been mentioned by others, it's a Java-based game. There's only so much you can do. So, that all said, until next time, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.